Good morning, as we are coming on live. Just waiting for my computer to bring up what I needed to bring up, and it looks like we are live. Let me check on my phone, and then we'll get started. So welcome, if anyone is coming in to join me on my Saturday live today as part of the great international and I don't seem to have sound. Why don't I have sound? Give us a second. Is that better? We'll just wait for my phone to catch up. If you are here, pop in a comment. If you can't hear me, pop in a comment. Let me check on my phone. Oh, maybe it was working. Hang on, I'm going to plug my microphone back in and see if it still works. And then we'll get started. So welcome, if anyone is coming in to join me on my Saturday live today as part of the great... Oh, stop myself talking in the background. Whoops. So welcome, if anyone is joining us today for the Great International Craft Show, or Geeks 11 as it also is called. So celebrating Christmas for 4 days here in online world, because we can't do in-person shows at the moment. Hopefully in 2022 we'll have an abundance of in-person shows and we'll be popping up everywhere all over Victoria. We'll have to wait and see. So if you are joining us today, pop a hello in the comments and I will get started in just a moment. I apologise, I do have to keep my phone on. I'm expecting a phone call that I do need to take, and if that happens I will split this live into two and come back after I've dealt with that thing that I have to deal with today. So welcome. Just going to move these into screen. What I might do is give you a sneak peek of what you will see in that classroom this afternoon. So at 4:30 I'm in the Craft Alive classroom again, and I did put a post on Thursday, so if you scroll down in Facebook, keep scrolling down, you'll see Craft Alive, how to access the classroom. So do you want to see what we're doing in the classroom later today? It's a pre-recorded video and I'm there in the comments to chat and answer any questions. Can't find my page. It's in my book somewhere. Ah, there it is. Ready? This is what we are making today. Hi Marilyn. How you going? You'll be back. That's okay. Saturday mornings is hard. A lot of us in regional have things to get out and do, and it's such a gorgeous day. Why be stuck inside? So if you're catching us on replay later in the day or later in the night, let me know that you're watching on replay so I can do this. So this is what I'll be videoed last night to show in the classroom at 4:30 this afternoon. But without further ado, we're going to do another art journal page because, to be honest, I've been really disorganised this show and not really had anything planned, which, seriously, if you know me, nothing will surprise you, because I would get... Oh, I'm just trying to find a page that I haven't done anything to in my journal. I am the queen of the last minute lately. Seriously. Everything gets done, it's just with the wee hours to spare, usually. So I thought art journaling is easy for me to do when I don't have anything planned, and it's fun. So I grabbed this napkin. I thought this was kind of cute, so I thought we'll play with him. Alexis, my 13-year-old, sells napkins on my website. Grabbed my star stencil because it had stars and napkins. Don't know whether I'm going to use that, but I am going to play with my new stencil mask bauble set. That's a mouthful and a half, isn't it? It's in a plastic bag because I lose little pieces. So this, do I have a bit of black paper? That would be handy. Do I? Probably not. Right near me. That would be right. Hang on. I'll stand up and reach for it. Actually, I'll just use the back of my journal. That'll work. So this is a 2 stencil mask set. Well, you get 3 masks. So you get this one that's got the detail in it, so it's great to use on your own. You also got this one, which is slightly... Oops, I'm going to lose those pieces. Slightly bigger than this design, so you got that nice edge around it, and then you get the 3 masks as well. So these are fun to play with inks or with paint, so we're going to play with those today. So get that art journal out of the way. God, I've got a mess around my desk. Okay, so I'm going to work in my small, this one is actually from Riot Art and Craft, but it's very similar to a Delusions journal in look and in paper, but not quite the same. I thought we'll go small today because if I get interrupted I might get a chance to get this finished. We'll see. My page is not sitting flat. What can I put under my book? Scissors. That will work. No, they're too tall. Smaller scissors. Post-it note pad. Maybe. See if it will sit down flatter. I'm going to bend it and see if I don't break it. Oh, it's raining there, Marilyn. It rained, was it yesterday? Last night? Yes, it poured last night. I don't know what day of the week it is some days. But it's looking quite sunny outside at the moment. It's shame to be inside, actually. I do have some washing I need to get dry before Monday, so it better not rain on me. So because I'm working in this journal and it's not an altered book, I don't have to pre-gesso, so we are just going to go for it. So my idea is to have him sort of down here, and I want to do a bit of painting over him, so I might actually stick him on first. Apparently everything's a him and a her today. Usually I stick my napkin focal image on at the end, but I'm going to do something different today, and this might all turn out incredibly not good. That's alright. Hi Tabitha, how you going? Okay, so let's stick this down first, and I didn't grab my glue or a paintbrush. Oh, so not organised today. Bear with me 1 second, I've got to grab a paintbrush. Sorry about that. I thought I grabbed everything. I'm extremely tired today. I have not been sleeping well the last few nights. Just, it's ridiculous. I go to bed early enough, but I get on YouTube and watch too much YouTube, I think. So, to prepare your napkin, I'm just going to get these white layers off the back. So you've probably heard this plenty of times, but for anyone that's new that's watching, you come in past the textured layer to the flat bit and sort of give it a bit of a gentle push, and you usually can get the layers separated. And then you gently pull. And napkins are usually 2 or 3 layers, so you've got 2 white layers and a pattern layer. Take your 2 white layers off. Ooh, that one's slightly patterned. Sometimes your second one has a little bit of printing. That one doesn't have much printing, but it's a little bit. So I want to cut one of these panels off. So most napkins come with 4 images, so you get lots to play with, and then we sell them in packs of 2, so you get 8 images. So if you stuff one up, you've got lots to play with. So I'm just going to, come on, scissors, be nice. Cut one panel out of the 4. So once you've separated your white layers, your napkin gets very fragile, so you've just got to be careful. And I think I'm going to cut the border off. I may use the border around my page later. I don't know. So I'm just going to cut the border off. Maybe. Doing it with scissors is a bit more difficult. I do want it to be straight. You can cut and separate it with water, which is a little easier, but you don't usually get a straight line. So I'm just going to persist with the scissors, just being very gentle. Not to hopefully tear it. So if I want a straight line, I usually just persist with the scissors. Other scissors will work better. Other scissors work better, so don't use my Tim Holtz scissors. It was sort of grabbing at the paper. This one is working just great. So I may come in and use these borders around the edge when I'm finished. Actually, it's a bit big. Maybe not. I don't know. Making it up as I go along. Don't I always do that? So what I thought I'd do is stick this down first this time, and then I'm going to paint around him, paint a background, and do some stenciling with the baubles. It's the idea that's fishing around in my head. Let's see if it comes out of my head on paper and looks halfway decent. What am I doing? So to stick napkins down, I like to use acrylic matte medium, which is a really nice liquidy glue. The thinner the glue, the better, because you want it to soak into your napkin. Now I've got glue, crusty bits everywhere, so I'm just going to pour some on my book, because I tend to do that. That paintbrush is wet. So what's everyone got planned for the weekend? You all catching up on videos and watching all of us lovely people at the Great International Craft Show doing lots of lives? Oh, thanks, Marilyn. You sent a customer my way. I actually did get your email. Today it's on my to-do list to reply. I actually woke up to a very large order today, so I wonder if that was your customer, Marilyn. I have still got red in my paintbrush from last night, which is not ideal, but we're just going to go with it. It's not that bad. I am going to try to get orders out before I go to Melbourne on Monday afternoon. If I don't have too many, and if I have the stuff here and I don't have to cut too much stuff. But I will email anyone that their order will be delayed, just to let you know. I just like to sometimes tell you there's a delay, and then hey, if you get your order early, that's a bonus, isn't it? So I'm just being very careful to put a layer underneath the napkin and then go gently over the top. So whatever you've got on your page underneath your napkin will actually shine through your layers. So you've turned the cream colour is really nice. If I had a different colour underneath, it will affect the colours of the napkin. So you don't want to go over and over your napkin lots of times with your paintbrush. You want to be fairly light because you will end up tearing it. We don't want to tear it because it's going to be our sort of focal image. And you want to make sure you've got a fair amount of glue on your brush when you're going over the top. And that's going to bug me. I can hear a blowfly in my house, or a fly. Don't you love summer? You get the flies inside. Okay. So let's dry that off. Oh, you need to go shopping, Tabitha. You're not in a rush, though. Yeah, I know, Tabitha. You're not in a rush. If I delay your orders, that's all right. You don't grumble at me. You know I get them in the mail eventually. Yes, I caught a bit of... Was that Fiona and who else was doing the live with her? I think it was Annette. Yeah, I think Fiona was using one of my phone stamps. Just going to dry this off. Not completely dry, but I am going to work on my baubles and then come back to it so it's dry enough that I won't stick my hand in it. I actually get a real kick out of when I'm watching a live or find a photo on the internet that's got my stuff on it. I've been designing and selling laser cuts for, how many years? How old is Miss Muffet this year? Oh wow, 13 years. Miss Muffet will be 14. Miss Muffet will be 14, my daughter, this year, so I've had my machine 13 years. So I still get a kick out of when people use my stuff and buy my stuff. It's sort of like, well, I designed that. They like it enough to pay money for it. Where blowfly is big here, I'm sure it will break the window. Oh no. Yes, a lot of my stuff goes into the kits at the virtual retreats. I love designing classes and things and working with Jen. It's so much fun. We've just done our last virtual retreat in September, and I'll have to turn around when I come home from Melbourne next week and start designing for the December retreat. So one sort of falls into the others, which is interesting. Oh, you need to organise custom name with you. A Tabitha, I bet I could guess which one that is, and it probably starts with a V. Marilyn, what machine do I use? It's a laser cutter. So it's a big, massive, expensive commercial cutting machine. It cost me an absolute fortune 13 years ago, and to replace it now, it's almost tripled in price. It's ridiculous. But I had to have it 13 years ago. So it's not something you would have in your stash just as a crafter. Unfortunately, the price point of them is ridiculous. And of course, I like to buy proper things, so I bought one imported from America which is sort of the best on the market, just because it had the follow-up sales and the follow-up service if anything breaks and goes wrong. Oh yeah, one of them big suckers. It is possibly a metre long by nearly 3/4 of a metre wide, and then about 3/4 of a metre tall, and then it's got another huge 2 other pieces of equipment with it, so it takes up nearly a whole bedroom. I didn't grab any sponges. Oh my god, I'm disorganised today. Let me just grab some sponges. That's what I'll do. I'm trying to have a set of drawers next to me with all my commonly used stuff so I can grab it when I forget it for lives and don't have to go looking. So I like to stencil with cosmetic sponges. I call my machine my other child because it's as temperamental as a child, and when it breaks down, gee, it's expensive to fix. I'd rather fix it. It's cheaper to fix it at the moment than replace the whole thing. I'd love a whole new one. But, yeah, well, you guys need to buy a bit more for that to happen. So there we go, Tabitha. If you buy up big, you can help me buy a new machine. No, only joking. So I'm using some, what colour did I put out? I'm using some acrylic paint penny with the stencil. So I'm going to lay down the colour that's going to be at the back of my bauble. And then I'm going to stencil the design on the top. And then I've got the mask that I can cover this up and stencil around it in, I think I'm going around it in green. Or that's red, maybe red. So I just want to do a couple of baubles. So this has got 3 different sizes on it. Let's go down and do this one down here. So I'm deliberately just hanging them off the page a little, because my book is small. Trying to force myself to work in small things and get used to card making and get used to working small, because I don't like working small. Give me a big book and a big canvas and I'm happy. Give me something small and I'll have a tantrum at you. I look at the cricket and silhouette. Yes, I used to sell crickets when they first come out when I had a retail store. Fun little gadgets. Haven't had to play with the silhouette. I really want a Brother Scan and Cut, but Tabitha won't send me hers. I've asked and asked. Mainly because then I can draw stuff and scan it straight into my computer. And cut out stamped images. That would be really cool to fussy cut. One day I'll get a Brother Scan and Cut. Just mainly for the cutting out of stamped images and stuff. Because I don't like fussy cutting. I'll do it, but I don't like it. So I'm going to add strings to these so they don't look like they're hanging in midair. And I've just realised I have blobbed that one, but I'll fix that up in a minute because I'm going to paint green around it. Yeah, both my children are expensive, aren't they? Children are expensive. Now what am I going to do? Am I going to paint around? Let's put the lid back on that. While I'm thinking about it, let's put the designs on my bauble with... I didn't grab black paint, did I? Have I still got black from last night? Ah. See, this is the reason I don't clean up and put stuff away. Well, some of the colours away. Fly away, fly, go away. Stop annoying me. I'm going to stencil my design over the top with the black. Going to grab another bit of the sponge. Tabitha, you don't like fussy cutting. I will sort of do it, but I don't like fussy cutting small things. I'll tend to do it in batches, or I'll sit on the train usually. Well, I haven't been to Jenny's. I usually head up to Swan Hill to see Jenny from Hillbilly Scrapping. I'll sit in the train and fussy cut, because what else do you do for 2 hours? Stare out the window and look at... Usually I travel up at night, so I look at dark stuff. The night staring out the window. So I don't mind doing it places like that on the train or stuff, but just to sit around and fussy cut stuff annoys me. Because I'd rather just play and make stuff. Okay, so we're going to line these up. Excuse my head's going to come into shot so I can see what I am doing. So these line up and just leave a couple of mil of the space, and you can actually, I don't know whether you'll be able to see on camera, you can actually see through and see where the colour is. So I don't want much paint on my sponge because I don't want it to leak underneath, so I have to be quick to clean it up if that happens. It's not perfect, I'm not very worried. Actually, I'm going to see if I can take that off and start again. Because it's on top of paint, oh, wet baby wipe, on top of the gold paint or the silver paint, I should be able to wipe it off and go again. Maybe. Without making a mess. Probably should have just had my page, then that would have been so much easier. What have I got? That's weird. Okay. I'll have to go back in with the gold. Where's this? Give that a bit of a dry. See, I should have gessoed my page, but I thought, no, I don't need to gesso it today. I'll be right. Oh, you think about selling your Scan and Cut, Marilyn? You don't use it that much? Or I suppose the silhouette and stuff do the same sort of thing, do they? I've eyed it off ever since it's come out, but I've just never taken the plunge to actually do it. Because I'm just wondering how much I'll use it, or whether it will sit there and collect dust. Because I have this thing called a green cuttlebug, and I don't use that very often. And I'm thinking, do I want another piece of stuff that sits there and gathers dust? That is really weird that I've got this line here of a different colour, but that won't matter. Something on the paper maybe. Oh, maybe that's where I put the gel medium. Ah. Let's try that again. You're getting shown what not to do today. I always like to show you what not to do in your art journal. Just make sure there's no paint gooping on the back of your stencil, because that's going to end in disaster to start with. And I know I've got a bit of black around the bauble, but I'm going to cover that in anyway, so that won't matter. Having trouble lining things up today. See if I can do it like this. I think it's just my eyesight. Maybe I need new glasses. A new set of eyes would be nice. They do eye transplants. There we go. We're going to go with it. It's not perfect. I'm not worried. The only thing that I have been umming and ahhing about the Brother Scan and Cut is the small little LED screen. I'm hoping there's a way I can hook it up to my computer and work on a larger screen than the small little screen. That's why I've been... Why can't I stencil today? Really? Now I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to go with it. So that's the only thing that has not made me go and get one, because I'm just a bit concerned that I won't be able to see on the small LED screen. I know they've got bigger screens now than they come out with originally. Let's do this bauble over here. I may have to fix some of this up with paint afterwards, because apparently I can't stencil well today. Nothing wrong with this stencil, I think it's user error at the moment. Oh my god. 4 days is a long time to do a craft show. Usually we set up on a Thursday when it's a real show, and then it's a 3-day show, so it is a long time. But these virtual ones are just, they seem to go on forever. And I'm just coming up to just catching up with comments. No, you don't use it with the other two plus a Joy. Yes, there are so many different things on the market. You can get carried away with buying all of them. I've actually been good lately. I haven't been crafty shopping. which surprises me. Last year I did some damage when we locked down. So I'm trying to be good. Trying to use what I have, isn't it terrible? But then all this pretty new stuff come out, and then a couple of my favourite designers, Delusions and Dina Wakley, bring more stuff out, and it's like, oh, I need it. I need it in my life. I'm just going to go with those because apparently I can't stencil today. That's okay, I can fix it up with a pen later. What I want to do is I want to make sure they're dry, and then I want to grab the masks, and I can use the masks to paint my green all around the... What green do I want to go? Couldn't find a nice green, so I had to go to my other paints. Actually, I might use a bit of this one and this one together, because that one's a bit dark and that one's a bit light, so we'll go with these. So these are going to be sort of going to be a tree in the background. Well, that's what's in my head anyway. Ah, you have fear of missing out, Marilyn. Yeah, so do I. Because some suppliers don't have stuff around for ages. They sort of do a run of it, and then you and ah about it, and then you go to buy it, and you can't find it. What I should do is stop watching Facebook and YouTube, and then I won't know about the new stuff until I go up to Hillbilly Scrapping, and then I won't want it. But that's no fun, is it? Okay, so I'm going to grab another sponge. So these masks you can use to cover up all the beautiful work you've done. Just excuse my cranky stenciling. And what I might do is do a bit of both of these colours. So my idea is this is going to be a tree, and the baubles are hanging on a tree. Well, that's what's in my brain thinking at the moment anyway. This might just end in disaster. Maybe I shouldn't have got on and done a live today. Some days I have shockers. And I probably should have something under my page so I'm not putting green everywhere, but I didn't think of that either. Sorry, just watching that phone for that call or text that's supposed to come today. So now I've got green down my pad. See, no, shouldn't craft today. At least one thing's working, that's working, and I haven't put green paint all over my bauble. So let's grab the other shapes out. I just got green paint all down my book. Some days I just pick up my art journal and everything goes wrong, but that's okay. I'm still having fun. So I'll line this one up. And grab the green sponge again. So I could have stenciled these baubles over, painted my page green first, but sometimes when I'm doing a dark colour like this green, it's hard to then put the gold over the top, or the bronzy colour, lighter sort of colours over the top. And I'm trying to make my green all mottly so it does look like a tree. It looks like a Christmas tree. And I'm going to come in and paint green. Let's get rid of that one. And pick up this one. So I don't bother to clean off these masks or anything. The green paint can stay on them, then I have a chance of not losing them. The only reason I would clean my stencils if I use texture paste or something that dries raised. Then I usually go and throw them in a bucket of water, and some of the paint comes off it, which is nice, that's built up. Okay, that's getting there. Now I want to grab, can I do it with this brush? You bought the glass mat from Jen's as well. I love my glass mat. I did look at the Tim Holtz one when it first came out and tried to get it, but they were so popular they sort of sold out, and then I go, do I really need it? And the thing is, I was watching some YouTube videos and people were having trouble with the lighting and the black shining off it. And the black and the white, with my eyesight, I thought it'd be really hard to read the measurements. So I do like my glass mat. The only problem is it's never on my right desk. I have this desk as my filming desk and where my computer is. And I usually don't craft here if I'm not filming because I'm staring at a wall and I'd prefer to have the TV on when I'm crafting. So I usually craft at a trestle table in the middle of the lounge room. And then have to move my glass mat every time and clean off my desk. So I'm going to try and... Well, I could have sponged the rest of that. God, where's my brain today? My brain has gone on holidays. So these paints are from Rye Art and Craft. They're actually an ultra matte paint. That's why I purchased them. So they don't have the shine that some other paints have when they dry. They don't have that resin in them. So I'm going to do it all up here. I'm going to put a title up here, I think. Then I'm going to paint around my reindeer. I'm going to put some more texture up here, I think, into that tree as well. Or into the background, which is supposed to be the tree. I don't know, this might work out to be a lesson of what not to do. Oh, you're halfway through a layout, but notification came up, so you're letting paint dry. Hang on. Oh, have I got a fan brush? Quite possibly somewhere that I don't particularly know where it is, which is really common in my stash at the moment. So that is a good idea. Hang on. Oh, Tabitha, you haven't tried the Tim Holtz mat. Yeah, I tried to buy them for you and your sister a while back, but I must have got to the bottom of the list and couldn't get up higher in the list. When they come out, they were so popular, the Tim Holtz mats. Now you're going to see this red and this dots behind here, but that's okay. I'll get most of it covered up with green. I'm sort of going to go a bit darker to feather. I should have actually torn the edge of the napkin, but we didn't think about that before. And it's interesting that where I put the gel medium is actually reacting to the paint, which is really interesting. The paint's going lighter. So let's just put a second layer over there and see if we can darken it up. That's why your art journal's great, because you can experiment and go, oh, okay, maybe these paints don't like going over matte medium. So next time I'll be careful when I stick my napkin down not to just stick it everywhere. Because you can see up here, this bit here and this bit is obviously where I put that matte medium, and the paint is sort of resisting it. It's not going as dark as the other bits. I haven't put a lot of paint over matte medium, so I didn't know that. That's all right. Learn something new every day. If you're not learning something new every day, it gets a bit boring. So there's no reason why I can't keep painting over this napkin and use the napkin as a base to get my image on. So you can use the napkins as a full-on focal image, or you can use them as sort of a guide to paint and change colours of things, which is always fun. It saves you from having to be able to draw. But I want that darker where that gel medium is. I might have to go and do a few layers. Yes, I saw the Couture Creations one. Jen had those in stock, and I thought, oh, maybe I'll just get one of those. But I'm thinking I tend to work in an A4 journal, and then I tend to find if I have my journal off to the side, the mat is a little raised, or the glass mat's a little raised, so then your journal's on an angle. So I do like the big one. It does get covered in stuff though, so often I end up with such a little space to craft at anyway. Let's see if I can go down here without making a mess with my big hunky paintbrush. Not turning out exactly how I envisaged, but that's okay. I'm having fun. Not all pages have to be perfect, have to be beautiful, have to be something you want to hang and put on display in your house. You can just have fun making a mess, learn from your mistakes, hopefully not do them again. I do actually like the dots coming through. Maybe I'll do some dots on the tree. Let's give that a bit of a dry off. Oh, your feet are slipping all about. Oh, okay. Yeah, the doohickeys that they put under furniture, or stick some felt to it. I find this one doesn't slip around too much. Okay, what am I doing now? I need to add something more up here, texture-wise. Wonder if I could stamp some leaves or foliage. Give me 1 second. If I can't find my stamps super quick, I'll come up with something else. And of course it's not where I thought it was. This will do. Not the stamps that I was aiming for. I don't know where that one's gone. But we will go with this one. And I've still got my green inks from last night, so let's see what works. So this swirl is going to be good. I had a Kaisercraft one around with a little sprig of a flower, and I thought it was in that box I grabbed this one from, but obviously I didn't put it back there. Because apparently putting things back is not good. Oh, I've got a mess here at the moment. Okay, I wonder what's going to stand out. Let's just try it. If not, I'll have to quickly grab an archival ink. Do you know, I'm not organised today. Usually I have a bucket next to me of everything I think I might need. So this one's just like a swirly pattern. It's a really, really old stamp set from Couture Creations. I don't think it's made anymore. I just want to add some texture into the background. So I'm just using an archival ink that says leaf green, but I don't know. It's not going to show up. Let's not do leaf green. Let's try fern green. I'll go through all the greens. And I can't see if it's showing up. Oh, it is showing up to some extent. So let's go put some of this in. Just want to sort of randomly get some swirly bits happening. Actually, it's showing up a bit better. When it dries, it might fade a bit. So just using my fingers to press down, not using a stamping block at all. And I may be able to highlight some of this with some white or a bit of gold to bring it out. Just going around my baubles. This stamp is extra sticky on the back, so it's sticking to my fingers, which is kind of handy. I was thinking about grabbing an oxide ink pad, but if I go and do anything with watery stuff over the top, I'll probably end up killing it. You can see you can sort of see the texture. Okay, now what are we going to do? I do like the idea of putting some stars. So what can I put stars on with? So this is one of my older star stencils. Do I want... I might do it with white paint pen. So these might be some twinkling stars, or do I want to do it with paint? What one will be less messy? Paint? More messy? Let's cut off a bit of sponge. I'm really awful. I don't wash out my sponges. I just tend to cut off the crusty bit and then go for it again. So I'm wondering if I want these open stars. Let's see if I can do the open stars. God, I'm running out of room on my mat. I've got stuff everywhere. So I don't want much paint on my sponge because I don't want it to goop up underneath. Ooh, pretty. Maybe I can pull this page back from being not really liking it. It's going through its ugly stage to I actually do like it. Let's get a bigger star up here because we can. And let's come and do one up and over the napkin to try to come and tie it all together. And I don't mind that they're not solid white. I'm actually liking that they're quite faint. Put one down here. Excuse me. Well, I'm liking it much better with the stars. Definitely. Oops. Now, I think I need a little bit more. Don't think I need paint on my brush then. Paint on my sponge. Another star up there. And do I want just a sprinkling of little solidy stars here and there, but only a couple? Oh yeah, I do like that. The great thing about stencils is you can pick just little bits to add to your page. You don't have to use the whole design. But knowing when to stop and walk away. That's sometimes what I struggle with. I go, oh, I just add a little bit more. Just keep going, a little bit more. And then I get to the stage of, oh crap, I should have stopped 3 steps ago, but that's okay. I was having fun until I didn't like it. But I'm liking this more and more. And sometimes it doesn't take much to take a page from what you necessarily are not liking that much to something you really do like. Put that other stencil up there. Okay. What I might do is take that white pen because that one was being naughty before. Let's see if I can find my white gel pen. And I just want to put a bit of white around here. Just to clean up the edge of the baubles. I think I might be forced to get out in the garden and do some gardening tonight. It's a gorgeous day outside. Hopefully it stays gorgeous, but usually lately every time I go to put a load of washing on, get outside, it goes and rains on me. Without fail. What I might do is go over his nose a bit in white. See if I can put a bit more white up here in his hat and a bit of white up here in his fur, just to whiten it up a bit. It's not going to whiten it up completely because it's a gel pen and it's not opaque white, but it'll add some more white and texture to it. Just got to watch when you're drawing over the napkins. They are a bit textured, so sometimes some pens don't like them. Put a bit around his chin so he stands out a bit more. Put a few white highlights back into his shirt. Awesome. I might outline him in black to make him stand out a bit more. I know everything's a him and a her lately. I'm just looking for my that one. My small paint pen. This will separate him from the background a bit as well. I think I just need a quote on him and he might be nearly done. Probably next time I would have fussy cut him a bit more out of the square of the napkin. I thought I could paint over it a bit, but obviously the darkness of the red didn't allow me to do that much. But it's all learning. When you're coming in with your paint pens, you just got to make sure your ink and paint and glue and everything is dry, otherwise you can wreck your paint pens. I have wrecked so many of them lately. I'm trying to be good and not wreck anymore. It's expensive when you have to keep replacing paint pens. They're not cheap little buggers. Oh, I need to do strings on my baubles and oops. I did this the other day. I did a straight string and then I did a wiggly string and it looked really cool, so let's do that again. Looks like someone hasn't properly untied the knot to hang up the string. That sounds like me. Sounds like something I'd do. Just try to do this one and come up here. Oops, I nearly went too far. There we go. And need to do it black around the edge, I think. Have I got black paint? Oh, I still got black paint out. Let's see if I can dust a bit of black paint around the edge without putting on too much. And then that might finish it off. See if I can find a saying somewhere to stick on it. Doesn't have to be a Christmas saying. Oh, I do like that little bit of black. Just edges it. Especially when I've got baubles that are sort of hanging off off the page. It's nice to put a border on just to show that they are sort of not cut off on purpose. Don't want too much black on my sponge because that's going to end in disaster. So I probably learnt a good lesson this time. I only use napkins as focal images or totally cut out the image. But that's okay. Might turn into a lesson of what not to do today. Do as you're told, not do as I do. I often do that in classes. I go to demonstrate something and I absolutely stuff it up in a live class, and it's like, okay, let's not do it that way, let's do it the proper way, and we do it again. It works. Okay, how are we looking? We are looking good. I'm thinking I might put a bit of white pen. Where did I throw my white gel pen? Back in the bucket. Oh, I think I might put some white gel pen around these baubles. And then I think I'm finished. Just to give them another layer. Probably won't do it on everyone, and I'm not going to outline everything. Just going to put some highlights here and there. And see what it looks like. So when you're outlining stuff, you don't have to outline every single shape on what you're outlining. You can just put a few lines here and there, and it's amazing how much of a difference it makes. And I'm just going slightly in the black so you can see a little bit of the black. So the white line is not really touching the metallic colour. You sort of got a bit of black border in between, like even like half a mil or something. Sorry if my head's in the way. Can't see what I'm doing. Can't see what I'm doing on a good day. And it doesn't matter if your line's a bit wiggly. I'm just going to put a bit of detail back in that bauble because I've buggered that one up, but that's okay. It's only my art journal. No one else has to see it after the live. I do like the baubles with a bit of colour in them. With a bit of white in them, I should say. Line work on your art journal page can bring your page from looking okay to looking amazing. Must admit, this is not my favourite page or my best page lately, but it's okay. I had fun. Hopefully I entertain you, and hopefully all your pages dry now, Marilyn. You can go back and finish it after I'm done. I think it needs a quote up here, and let me grab my quote. I'll grab some quote sticker books and see what we can find. At least I don't have to walk far to grab stuff. So I've just grabbed my Tim Holtz sticker books, and I've got an Art by Marlene one. Let's see what's in this one. I probably want it on white backing. Oh, that one might be a good one. It's not what you give, it's how you give. That's quite Christmassy. Excuse me. That's quite Christmassy orientated without being too Christmassy. Because I'm going over paint with these stickers, and they're only paper stickers, I do like to add a bit of glue, extra sort of adhesive to them. I find putting just paper stickers, doesn't matter what brand they are, over paint and gel medium and stuff like that, they just don't stick on. So I just whack a bit more glue if my glue has decided it wants to work today. We might put this, and don't stick down there. It'll stick when I don't want it to stick. So even when I'm scrapbooking, when I'm putting scrapbooking stickers on, I always add extra adhesive because I just don't trust things. They just fall off. I love these sayings books. You can just find a perfect saying. Some of them are quite snarky, which is cool. Some of them are quite good. Quite pointy. Poetic for the page. Let's see what else, if I've got something else we can add. Fake it till you make it. That's about me lately. Oh, I love Marlene's sense of humour. She's actually going to come join us at the next Hillbilly Retreat, which is going to be fantastic. The virtual one in December by Marlene is going to come and do a live demonstration with us. Here we go. Catch a falling star and put it in your pocket. Or do I need a second stadium? I probably don't. I wonder if I've got a word that says Christmas or something. And then I think we are done. No, I don't think these... I don't think any of those are going to be appropriate, and these are just single words. I think I might leave it and walk away. Yes, walking away. So it's not the prettiest page, and I'm not 100% happy with it, but I was happy with the concept of it. Next time I would actually take this dotty thing off the napkin, just because it would give it a better look. And maybe I could stick the napkin, iron it on like I have in other lessons, to a piece of cardstock and stick it on last and just work on my background. Thought I'd try something different. I tried it, I don't really like it. Husband just cooked 2 cakes and got a toasted sandwich. I'm now hungry. Oh, can you send some cakes this way? I had bacon and egg muffins for breakfast that I made at home, so I'm good for sort of breakfast and lunch now. I already have my name down for that. Yeah, the Hillbilly Retreats are always so much fun. You learn so much, and the artists just give you so much knowledge and stuff. They're fantastic. I'm apparently part of the furniture now at Hillbilly Scrapping, so I just get signed up for them to teach at them. I got to work out what classes I'm teaching. I think I will finish it there. As I said, I'm not 100% happy with it. I don't like how the napkin turned out, but lesson learned. Next time I'll know to stick with the tried and true method and don't try something different. I do like how the baubles have turned out. And you can see the stamping sort of fluffiness in the background. So not bad for a fun play. So I will be in the classroom at 4:30 in the Craft Alive classroom with that other page I showed you. I don't know where I threw that book. I'll be doing another live at 11 o'clock tomorrow, the last day of the Great International. Stop yawning. So I can get away with it without yawning. So I'll be live at 11 o'clock tomorrow as well. I'm planning a project with chipboard and a mini album and stuff, but we'll see how that happens. We'll see how the day pans out. That one might have to be put on the back burner for a bit. We'll see what happens, but I'll be doing something at 11 o'clock. And then at 4:30 on Sunday afternoon, I'm back in the classroom again with a Christmas-inspired scrapbook page this time. So that will be lots of fun as well. Thank you very much for spending some of your day with me, and have a lovely day. I've got to go clean up my mess now.